How's this for a view? I absolutely love a view. I reckon it's got a lot to do with the fact that I'm only 4'8" tall. Anytime I get to a certain elevation, I could spend all day up here. Now, that behind me is Cape Bedford, down there, Cape Flattery. We're going to check out both of them on this trip. But last time you saw us, we were at the end of the Stony Creek track. Of course, that was a one-way track. We still had to get back out of there. And that, for us, is exactly where the adventure began. Check this out. That's right. In episode 239, you saw us battle our way down a track that hadn't been driven in several years in order to reach Stony Creek on the east coast. You saw us celebrate when we reached our goal, but you see that rain? Well, that's the game changer. We had to turn around and get out of there before that track became impassable.
If you're into tough four-wheel driving and epic campsites, then this is the video for you. And I've also got cracking news too. Get 10% off store-wide at 4-Wheel Drive Supacentre. That's 10% off winches, spotlights, and heaps more gear. Just keep an eye out for the exclusive discount code in this video. And of course, enjoy the adventure.
We're really remote on the east coast of the Cape, and our plan is to get back along this 120-kilometre track to Cowan, and then head to Allen Beach near Hopevale. And finally, enter the amazing silica dune system of Cape Flattery. It didn't take us long to make the decision to get stuck into it. Ray's out front. This should make it slightly easier going for Shauno and that heavy trailer. Our journey in on this track was challenging enough in the dry, but the rain has taken it to a whole new level. The clay is turning to slop and getting more and more slippery.
All good.
Don't be a pussy. All right. We know we have to get across the Great Dividing Range before there's too much more rain. Otherwise, driving up those clay hills could be near impossible.
Run up from where I am, straight through the creek.
On the way in, the D-Max performed amazingly. Woohoo, slippery. Now it's time for round two, and look, I've got all the confidence I need.
Go the mighty D-Max.
Inside. This thing is a little weapon. Shauno's keeping a close eye on that trailer. He doesn't want it slipping sideways and getting out of shape. He's done it. Good work, mate.
We don't want to get stuck here on there.
Stew's up, which means the first little challenge of the long journey out is complete. We are just about to cross up and over the Great Dividing Range. Now, we've had a fair bit of rain. We really are expecting that what was a pretty easy track coming in, that these clay soils out here are going to not only become very slippery, but the ruts that are okay in the dry could become potentially quite difficult to conquer in the wet. What I really don't want to do is end up sliding sideways into any of these ruts, doing panel damage, popping tyres off beads, that kind of thing. So I'm really going to try and have my wits about me, as will the boys, as we come across the Great Dividing Range, and then hopefully pop down the other side to some more sandy conditions. But look at this, you don't get a rainforest without rain, and this is one of the most pristine areas perhaps in the world. And it shows. It is stunning through here, absolutely stunning. As we slowly start to ascend, the rain continues to fall from above, making the ground even more saturated. Pretty soon, and the slippery clay is really causing some issues. The boys in front have made it up, but they've churned up the surface, making traction nearly impossible. The problem I've got here is that this is just such a slippery bank on the side, and there's a big rut on the right-hand side, and I can't get up over the bank to what is actually some pretty level ground on the left-hand side. It's a matter of a metre. So the plan here is to try and get me up onto this flat ground, just up over this little tiny lip. It's only about that high, but it's just enough in these wet, soily clay conditions that I can't get any traction up over the top there, so we'll be right, pop up over the top of that. With the Dominator winch hooked up, I've finally got some forward motion, but I'm still having trouble getting up out of this deep rut on the left-hand side. I reckon we might have to change that winch angle and skull drag me up this. No, I don't think there's any other way.
Yeah, it's going to stay in there, and it'll flatten the top off for everyone else.
Okay, well, plan A didn't work. I'm now just going to have to resign myself to the fact that I'm stuck in this right-hand rut. It's just so greasy and clayey here. I cannot get any purchase on this left-hand side, no way. So now I'm just going to winch myself up in the rut. I wanted to make as straight as possible a pull here, so Shane has offered the patrol as an anchor. By doing this, I'm minimising the risk of popping a bead. Wow, it's amazing what a difference a bit of rain makes. I think Shauno's going to have his work cut out for him, but he's got far bigger tyres, very aggressive tread, and the boy knows how to drive. So let's turn around, have a look and see how he goes. With a better run up, Sean skillfully managed to straddle the rut, giving him traction the whole way up, and that is a good drive. Good work, mate.
Beautiful Cape York. Absolutely raining cats and dogs. As soon as it started raining, all that clay up in front just turned to absolute slop, and it's making traction for any vehicle super tough. The vehicles are going, they're sliding straight out of off the ruts and into big holes and just getting caught up, and it's just winching.
Shauno's not wrong. After each vehicle, the track is getting more and more slippery. Sean's also had a distinct disadvantage with that trailer. He was bound to get held up at some point.
Wow. Slipped straight off those ruts.
He's in the ruts for good, isn't he?
It's out with the Dominator once again.
So soft. It's Cape York clay at its absolute finest.
Starting to get a bit concerned because this is now eating into our schedule big time. I'm thinking we're not going to make Cape Flattery at all at this rate. With a couple of adjustments, Shauno's up. Stu suffers exactly the same fate, so we're performing yet another winch recovery. But that wasn't the end of Stu's problems. He's done some serious damage. Stu's just had a bit of bad luck here, and he's actually completely busted this spring. Off, done, gone. Not entirely sure how we're going to fix it just yet, but we'll get it up in the air, then we'll get a closer look at it. But just to give you a bit of a location idea, we're about as remote as you can possibly get. Right out on the east coast of the Cape on a track that hasn't been driven for a couple of years. And no one's going to come down here with a spare leaf spring for at least a couple of years. We're using a ratchet strap and various other tools, including the high lift jack, just to try and get things back into place. Once we've done that, we're hoping just the tension of the vehicle's weight alone will hold that spring back in place.
You'll need one of your big straps.
Justin from NQ Crash is already on the sat phone arranging new parts to be brought up and meet once we get back to civilization.
Only thing is we're probably still 10 hours on the track in the middle of nowhere, mate.
It's kind of the moment of truth here. What we've done is managed to get this spring. It's actually snapped off. The spring is snapped clean off the eye. We've managed to get it back into place. We've used one of the straps to pull the whole diff forward and relocate that spring where it's snapped off back up in the housing. So now we're going to leave the strap on there, plus the weight of the vehicle bearing down on the spring is going to force it up even harder. In theory, so long as Stu doesn't get airborne and unweight this wheel, in theory, that shouldn't come out of there. In theory. With the bush mechanics complete, we're straight back into it. We've got another deadline to meet now, and that's getting to Laura within 24 hours to receive those spare parts. This slippery descent with a huge rut could potentially undo all of our work on Stu's suspension. I guess we'll just have to wait, cross our fingers, and hope for the best.
So don't try and stay up hard against this bank.
As this track is slowly deteriorating in the weather, we really are concerned about time here. The more rain that falls, the harder it's going to be to get out of here. The harder it is to get out of here, the more damage we're going to do to Stu's truck and potentially any of the other trucks on the convoy. We've got a very steep, super slippery, on the left-hand side I should say, is a massive drop-off, and it's off camber sliding down to the left. The key here, I think, is going to be trying not to use my brakes. All right, it's taking it gently for this part here. That's about as best I could have hoped for, really. Couldn't hope for much more than that. Into that little gap there. Keep driving, no braking. And then down we go. That's it. The key really is to resist the urge to put your foot on the brake. All good?
Sensational.
Oh, come on down, eh?
Roger.
Well, it's been a fairly sticky situation for everyone. Shauno's just getting out of it now with the trailer on the back, of course. Biggest issue we've got right now is Stu. Not so much he's driving nor the truck, it's the fact that we've got that busted leaf spring on the right-hand side. Now, if he drops in and unweights that, there's a possibility. There's a possibility we could run into all sorts of trouble. Good drive. Good drive.
Tell you what, you wouldn't come out here without a winch, would you?
Oh, you come out here without a winch, you may as well come out here without clothes on.
Tell you what, saved my bacon a few times today.
Yeah, that, well, saved mine too. Yeah, no, you've got to have a winch, you've got a winch. That's a good drive. I just want Stu to come down now and not lift that wheel up.
Yeah.
If that spring pops out.
Good chance of that.
Yeah, well. Alrighty, spring Stu down.
Let's go to the track.
It's better now.
Oh yeah, you can see that. Last one.
The real difficulty here is that if Stu's wheel slides into that rut and unweights itself, it'll pop that spring back out of place and we'll be back to square one. Yep, we can hear you.
Full front locker. Gently.
Straighten up a bit, mate.
Springs.
Oh, it's still there. It's still there, Stu. It's still there. We'd made it across the dividing range in one piece, well, sort of, but it was starting to get dark. We pushed on for a short while, but after all that winching, we were knackered, so we decided to make camp. And Shauno offered to cook us up a well-deserved feed. Thanks, mate.
Well, folks, tonight on the menu is a red fish curry. You see, it's a perfect meal when you've only got a little bit of fish. If you travel with guys who, you know, don't pull their weight when they're fishing, you only get a little bit of fish, you need to make it last through a whole crowd of people. Make it into a curry, I say.
I think he's talking about me.
I think I am.
What do you got, mate?
First ingredient. What we've got here is 2 slabs of fresh wild caught barramundi. So what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to heat the pan up and start cooking the fish first. Turn that right up to the max. You want to get this nice and hot. There we go, that's a bit of oil. You don't have to be too fancy with this. Just cut it into sort of bite-sized pieces. Chuck those straight onto the hot heat here. Graham.
Yes, mate.
Can I get a hand, mate? I've got
Yes,
a job
you can.
just for you. Just for you. No. I need you to get up as well.
Oh, man.
You can save the round of applause for later, mate.
What do you need?
Look, you just heat that water up. Don't burn it, just get the heat on the water and warm that water. I want it about pretty warm. You right?
Yeah.
You got that?
Okay.
Noodles.
Do you want to cook those now?
Put them in right now. A lot of barramundi, you know.
Just talk us through these things, mate.
What you got there, mate, is Queensland's finest
Yeah.
lychee. I just figured they could be good in a curry.
You going to put those in there?
Yeah, they're good.
Now, these things I don't mind. I know these things. I know mangoes. I've seen them before.
Yeah, they're good. This is red curry paste. Pick it up from any supermarket.
How much you putting in there? Whoa!
It's pretty strong. It's not coming out. There's a little bit.
Yes! The whole thing went in!
That's a lot. That's going to be a little bit warm. Hope you guys like your chilies. Now, to try and diffuse it, make it a bit more of a curry.
Oh, you're going to go straight in with the coconut?
Yeah, straight in.
Yeah, no, well, these are the idiot-proof, these ones.
Put them straight in, I reckon.
Good?
A little bit thicker, the coconut cream.
Look at that!
Yeah,
Sorry, mate.
there you go.
Now, do you need some chunky garlic in it?
That's enough.
Are these ready, mate?
They should be soft. Yep.
Yeah, good.
Fish sauce. That probably needs about 2 tablespoons or something.
Do you want that in there?
Curry. Yeah, chuck that in.
Stir-fry mixed vegetables in brine. You're
Yeah,
quite gourmet, aren't you?
let's just chuck it all in. You know, go mangoes first. Yep, straight in here.
Folks, do we want lychees in the curry?
We'll put the lychees in then.
They look like a weird squid head or something.
No, they're great. Wait till they all infuse the curry. It gives it a tropical...
What? A
I
tropical
told
what?
you, this is the Cape York red curry, mate.
All right.
I'll put the lid on that camp oven, let it simmer, let it reduce down a little bit. All right, guys, that's probably been cooking for what, 20 minutes, 15 minutes?
Roughly 20 minutes, yeah.
It's just,
roughly.
Oh, look at that, the reveal. What I'm going to do is just quickly put these noodles in here.
Go for it.
Look at this.
How many are you feeding here, man?
Well, look at that.
Whoa.
Look at that.
Some fallout. Righto, boys, come and get some plates.
Look
Stu
at
dog,
this.
get a plate.
Who's up first? Who's up first?
Thanks, mate.
I'll get it. Can be messy at times. There you go, guys. Cape York red curry at its finest with barramundi. Doesn't get better than that to make the fish go around. Tastes good, will keep you warm on a cold night. Red curry, get into it.
Don't forget the lychees.
Really good. Leave the lychees out.
Lychees, mangoes, whatever you want, mate. How's the mango? That tastes good.
Get more for less at 4-Wheel Drive Supercentre with incredible deals on Adventure King's camping and outdoor gear. Take your camping experience to the next level with the amazing Grand Tourer Mark III aluminium rooftop tent, the rooftop tent that practically sets itself up. King's portable gazebos are built ultra strong with a tough steel frame, are easy to set up even by yourself and are available in multiple sizes for the campsite or the job site. The incredible new 270-degree freestanding awning can be set up in just 40 seconds and wraps around the side and the back of your car for incredible amounts of shelter. Hit the water on a King's inflatable stand-up paddleboard for an insane amount of fun at the beach, the river or the dam. But warning, it's highly addictive. Plus there's fridges, solar panels and more to make every adventure incredible. At 4-Wheel Drive Supercentre, you get more for less.
Having revived ourselves overnight, we're up early and into it, tackling more of this track's obstacles.
Second. Flat. Just hold the flat. He'll pick it up. He'll pick up.
Oh, wait.
No. Okay. Winch time.
The winches are in full force yet again, and these Dominators just don't miss a beat. All right, take that out of the way. See you boys on the other side. There we go, gently does it. Just trying to minimise wheel spin as much as possible. The more wheel spin you're doing, the more you're going down. You don't want to be going down, you want to be going up and over the obstacle. Now, one of the things about going into a track, turning around and coming back out, is that on the way in you see a whole heap of obstacles that you know are going to be super challenging on the way back out, and we've been pleasantly surprised on this trip. This one here, this entry, wasn't so bad coming down because you've got gravity, then you can take off. Coming back up, no go. We've all had to winch here. The trouble we've got at the moment is that we are due to meet the boys from NQ Crash with their spare parts a few hours. That really does put us behind the 8-ball. We've already got to make up some time here, so let's try and get out of here. Right, mate. For now, fingers crossed, Stu's suspension is still hanging in there. Things are actually looking good. For the next hour or so, we covered some really good ground, but always keeping a close eye on Stu's suspension along the way. We were nearly at the PDR. Awesome feeling. Here we are, Peach Creek. What a track, what a trip. Oh, she's flowing. We've had some rain. By goodness, look at that. We are now going to push south from here down the PDR. We're going to head to somewhere similar, coastal type environment. But I tell you what, getting there couldn't be any more different than what we've just done right now. I am absolutely looking forward to it. We were on the home straight, back to Cohen to refuel, and then on to Laura to intercept the spare parts brought up by NQ Crash. I gotta say, Stu was absolutely stoked to see those new leaf springs brought up by Justin's dad.
Thanks very much, Phil. You're welcome, Stu.
Of course though, for Justin, this is just what NQ Crash does. This is just another day in the office.
Broken in. As you can see, Stu's been a little bit rough on gear. managed to snap the end clean off it. Yeah, if you compare the two, that's obviously still attached, and yeah, this one isn't anymore. We think it's because the U-bolts had come loose, which will let the diff slip backwards, and the spring's twisted, and then because we obviously didn't notice it, it eventually just snapped the end clean off, and that was the end result.
Stu and Ray certainly don't waste any time. The old spring is out and that new one bolted back in.
Car there on the road as well that we've come along.
Things were really starting to come back together, but shortly after we received some terrible news from Justin. There'd been an accident.
Just off the side there.
What's happened is we've left Laura. All the rims and tyres were checked this morning. Looks like we've just sheared all 6 studs off, and yeah, that's probably us for the trip. I'm sorry, but we'll be back and bigger and better next time, I hope.
We were gutted, but Justin insisted there was nothing we could do and that the show must go on. With a man down, we were closing in on Hopevale on our way to Allen Beach. Magic bit of country, eh? Getting down to the coloured sands, Allen Beach, boys. Anyone been here before?
No, never, mate. Never been down here. Not even Ray, the locals, been down here.
Once we'd reached the coast, it was time to air down for the drive up the beach. Have a look at the colour of this sand here. It just totally changes. On the left-hand side, it's pretty impressive, you ask me.
Yeah, it's quite colourful, mate.
I'd arranged to meet a local bloke up here that could show us around, and I've heard he's got a pretty good lifestyle. Only a short drive up Allen Beach and we've arrived at the most amazing bit of real estate I've ever seen. And Ant was there to greet us. Ant runs kite surfing safaris up here, and it's got to be one of the most remote and pristine sections of the world that you can go kite surfing. Ant built the entire structure up here himself. This right here is eco-living at its finest. I think all of us could have stayed here for a while, but Ant was excited to show us around his backyard. Ant planned to take us to meet Eddie and Ivan, who are the traditional owners of this area and run a camp we intended to stay at. But first, Ant wants to stop off and show us something very special. And just as we pulled up, in the distance was the sight of something familiar. It's very, very rare indeed that you'll see a GU patrol down for too long, something the Toyota boys won't know a whole heap about. Mate. But if we look down here, you'll see a GU patrol risen from the ashes, back on the beach, ready to conquer any terrain we throw at it. Look at them, here they come. That's right, it's only 24 hours later, and the boys from NQ Crash had been back to the workshop in Cairns and completely fixed the GU. Incredible effort, lads. I hope you boys are ready for a climb though, because Ant's got a spectacular surprise up his sleeve. This right here is the coloured sands of Allen Beach. Well, this magic bit of real estate right here is called the coloured sands. It's actually Ant's backyard, or side yard I should say, because that right there is his front yard. There's more that way for his backyard. I'll tell you what, I've seen some backyards in my time. This one, Ant, takes the cake. Folks, we've only just scratched the tip of the iceberg here. We've got more to go. In fact, we're heading that way, but first, we're going to keep walking, aren't we?
Yep, we sure are.
Let's go, mate. Follow you. Come on, boys. Right, let's go. The climb down was a lot quicker than the climb up, and we're back on the road in no time. The big difference this time, of course, is that our convoy is complete once again.
Mate, I'm just thinking, look at the time. No joke, about 24 hours ago you had a wheel off that patrol, didn't you?
Yeah, we had to call a tow truck in, mate. We can get it back to work as soon as possible. We changed all the studs, all the wheel nuts. We replaced the right hand rear axle, brand new caliper, new rotor. Basically everything on the right hand side was new, plus, like I said, all the wheel studs were changed.
There you go, mate. Well, in the last 24 hours I put some fuel in mine, and I also washed the windscreen. There's 2 things I did.
I can't comment there, but look, mate, us Nissan owners, we know how to put them back together.
No, mate, hats off to you too. I bet you wouldn't miss this for quids, eh?
No, this is absolutely marvellous. After what we've been through the last couple of days, and certainly what happened in the last 24 hours with the Nissan, to get it all back on board and get it back here, it's just amazing.
Ant's decided to take us on a detour to Eddie's camp, and I guess he's heard we love our 4-wheel driving. Wow. I estimate this crossing to be about 75 metres long, 60 to 75 metres long. I can see tyre tracks coming in and tyre tracks going out. I also know that it's a formed track, so pretty confident this is going to be okay.
I wish you good luck, mate. Good luck.
May the fourth be with you.
That looks very deep.
It is reasonably deep. Not only is this a long crossing, but it's deep. On our side though, of course, is that the base is very hard packed. There's no mud up here, it's all silica sand. Really, for all the vehicles, this is about picking the right gear, keeping momentum up so that you've got a perfect bow wave in front, and just go for it.
That's it easy with the auto, eh, mate?
Yeah, that auto just makes it nice and easy, Stu. Yeah, come across, guys. It's nice and deep. Just keep your momentum steady. You'll be right.
First gear. Wow.
Yeah, Shaun, too easy for you, mate.
That's pretty cool.
Wow.
Very cool.
Here I come, with your knots.
Justin, can you edge down so your tyres
Well, that's high. It's like up the windscreen, Brendan. That's really high. That's super high.
Stu is like a pig in mud, loving it.
That's really, oh my God, that was ridiculous.
All right, I'm on my way.
And the boys from NQ Crash are through in the patrol. Hey guys, this is the southern Cape Bedford beach. Doesn't look too tropical today, a bit overcast.
It's a bit wild and woolly.
That's looking alright to me.
Stu, you'd be used to this, wouldn't you, from Melbourne, mate? You know, overcast, rough seas, this would be something you'd be used to, I'm sure of it.
Well, it's nice and warm. How refreshing is it? The water looks fantastic. The only difference is there's nothing in Melbourne in the water that wants to kill you or for fun or eat you.
Turns out that Ant loves his views just as much as me, so he's pointed out a track that will give us some elevation. But it is steep, I can tell you, really steep. The beauty of the old D-Max is I can just ease my way up here and then get into it, and she just sort of does what I ask. Oh, mate, I tell you, it's been good for me because all my trucks have been old in the past, so to jump into a new truck and just see how capable they are, it's been a bit of an eye-opener, I won't lie. We going up here?
Yeah, hit it nice and straight.
Hold on to your hat, boys.
Yeah. Got speed on board for this hill.
He's going for it. She's cool as well.
Look at that. Look at the power there.
Oh, she's biting for traction. Done well.
It's just a dream to drive. They really are.
Little D-Max is good on top of the hill there, Grant.
Boys, that's steep and shaly. Get into it.
It is actually quite steep.
Whoa, there's the phone. I'll hold everything on the dash.
Up it, Sean, get up it.
You only need to go up it.
Heaps of traction.
Let the talk do the talking. Have you heard that one before?
No.
I'll just make that up. I've never heard that before.
Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up.
A nice steady fall, isn't it? On the other side. Hope Stu's not there.
So what is all this land, mate?
This is all Aboriginal land here, Aboriginal dog-eared land.
As far as the eye can see.
As far as the eye can see, we've got Cooktown in the background. You can see from the top of the hill, Mount Cook, the hill which Captain Cook climbed when he crashed Endeavour on the reef.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he was hopeless behind the wheel of the boat, wasn't he?
Well, mate, he wouldn't have had to climb that hill if he'd have missed the reef.
No, that's true, that's true, that's true. Pretty flat bit of country up here. You got some hills every now and again.
Well, there's some hills, all right.
Gee whiz.
The D-Max is pulling well, though.
Oh, mate, no, she's set and forget. Really makes me look good, this little truck. Having continued across the headland, Ant took us to Eddie's camp back at Alum Beach. It was time to say hello to Eddie himself. This is Ivan and Eddie Deemel. They're the traditional owners of this area. They run this amazing camp and they welcome us four-wheel drivers with open arms. This place is truly epic. It has the feel of a remote camp, but with all the amenities like toilets and showers. You just can't argue with that.
There's so many good four-wheel drive tracks around here for people who stay at the caravan park.
Yeah, lots of people stay for around 2 weeks or so if they can see everything, and there's plenty to do.
Have you got any space for us to stay?
Yeah, for sure.
Where do you reckon? We'd be near the
right
beach?
on the beach, yeah, down on the corner there.
That'd be fantastic, mate. All right, do you mind if we go down and sit set up? Is that right?
Yeah, I'll come down with you.
All right, brilliant.
Yeah.
Done. All right, we'll start moving down.
Yeah.
Have a look at this camp setup right on the edge of the ocean with a view that most people would pay thousands of dollars for. Setting up the Adventure King swag right on the edge of the ocean would have to be one of my all-time favourite places. Just hope the Crocs understand they don't come into camp at night, please. Stay out there. A couple of the boys that work at the camp have kindly brought us some firewood for a fire. Could this place get any better? This is why we own four-wheel drives. Get a load of this campsite, will you? There's no other way to get into places like this. Sure, you could walk, but you couldn't carry the gear we can. As far as I'm concerned though, the only way to get to places like this and live this kind of lifestyle is to own a four-wheel drive.
It's okay, I got him. I got him. He got me a bit. You gotta watch all floating logs up here. Never know what you're gonna find. Lucky that time.
That tide is really coming in.
It is. Something's got to poke its head up there, sir. Yeah.
Later that evening after dinner, Ivan popped down to share some local information with us. He knows everything there is to know about the area and was happy to share his knowledge. What a legend. So we're hoping to head to Cape Flattery from here. The tracks we're thinking of taking, I heard you mention earlier on when we turned up that it's quite marshy and wet. Were we a bit early?
Yeah. It's not so much the marshes and the thing, it's just the washouts, you know?
And they'll be full.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or they've been washed out so that...
So what, just go and check it out and see how we go? Just poke our noses in there and see?
Get more for less at 4-Wheel Drive Supacentre with insane deals on King's DIY storage and 12-volt gear to build your dream 4-wheel drive. Whether it's an inverter you need to run 240-volt gear on the job site or the campsite, a battery box or a 12-volt control box to easily access your power, King's 12-volt DIY gear is what you need to take your 12-volt setup to the next level. Need a battery? King's has you covered with a full range of AGM, slimline and lithium batteries in sizes ranging from 98 amp hour to 200 amp hour. All built with ultra high quality components to go the distance. And of course you just can't beat King's solar panels and blankets to silently charge your batteries anytime the sun's out. At 4-Wheel Drive Supacentre, you get more for less.
Well, fish aren't biting today, but I tell you what, Eddie's camp down here at Allen Beach, if you get the chance, and you really should make the chance, please drop in, stay a day, stay a week, preferably stay a month, because all this, as far as the eye can see, all that behind us here is yours. Go nuts. There's 4-wheel drive tracks all the way through there, fishing all the way through here, there's mud crabs and crayfish up there, there's kite surfing just up the road. I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave. But we're not going to get to Cape Flattery if we stick around here for much longer. And this is one place that's been on my bucket list for a while now. And I don't think it's going to disappoint. Having left Allen Beach behind, we've set the VMS to take us to the beautiful Connie's Bay on the northern side of Cape Flattery. We aim to camp there for the night and then explore the silica sand dunes on our final day. Ah, now this is a cracking old bridge. Have a look at the flood damage on this. Gee whiz, it must rocket through here. Must absolutely rocket through here. This is actually the upper reaches, the very upper reaches of the Mackayver River. We've got a fair bit of... Oh, the fishing in here. Excuse me for a second. Mackayver River, very upper reaches of the Mackayver River. We've got a bit to go yet. Onto the beach, we're going to head north and directly up towards Cape Flattery. I'm really excited about heading towards Cape Flattery because the mining section is through a really small tunnel, I guess you'd call it, under a conveyor belt that we've got to try and get through. I've heard that it is extremely low. But now though, I'm just enjoying the scenery and the lack of rain. There's no rain at the moment, touch wood. Touch wood, no rain at the moment. We'll keep plugging on. Looks like I spoke too soon. The rain has started once again, and having been warned about some fairly substantial water crossings up here, I'm hoping that the rain doesn't continue. Ah, what do we got here? You know, this is what makes Cape York. This is what I get asked so many times. All about the river crossings in Cape York. I mean, this is what typifies Cape York and what makes the place so much fun. And this one here is a classic example of a Cape York river crossing. Here we go. Nice and steady. It's a little bit deeper here, as you can see. Straight out the other side, up over the bonnet. But when you get to the other side, I like to just slow down a bit, let the water drip off so you're not cutting up the track. And away we go. Seatbelt back on, of course. Cape York. River crossings like that are what make this place. I love it. Sean's up and I don't think he's going to have any problems. He lives for this stuff. Oh yeah. There's a couple of lines to take through this crossing, and then there's Stu's. Wow, what a lot of water over the bonnet. Well done to get through that, mate. Good drive.
Nice. Nice work, Stu. Nice work, mate.
We might have to turn our hats on back to front for this one, man. I think so. This is a bit big.
That's good.
Okay, let's do it.
Don't be alarmed, lads. That blue stuff out there is the ocean. I want you to turn left before you hit it, please.
It's not like a nice beach there.
No, it's not. It's just a short run up the beach until we reach the Cape Flattery sand mine and jetty. We've arrived just in time before the tide is too high to travel along this beach. Now, I'm just hoping we can fit through the tunnel at the other end, or else we'll all be trapped by the tide. Ah well, I guess we won't know until we try. It's now or never. There's not a heap of beach, mate, but she's low enough. I reckon we hit it now. Get straight up to Cape Flattery, up to the mine, mate. What do you reckon?
Sounds a good idea to me. As long as there's 60 can get there.
Yeah, I reckon good idea.
Yeah, good idea, mate.
Plenty of beach. Beautiful. Playing it safe is staying in the city as far as I'm concerned. We're here in Cape York to have an adventure, and sometimes that means you just have to roll the dice.
Hope the Dirty 30's on a diet.
Oh, this is insane. How am I looking, Sean? Am I going to fit, mate?
Oh, mate, pilot that carefully. You'll fit. Yeah, I'm worried about the width.
What do you mean you're worried? Have you seen the size of this Nissan Patrol lately?
Looks like the mighty D-Max has its time to shine once again. I'm having no problem threading the needle here, and I'm not even close to touching the sides. Righto, mate, come on through.
Yeah, copy that, mate. Let me just hang a sec. I'll tell Ray to suck his gut in.
Sean's up, and he's switched all those lights on to make sure he doesn't touch either side of that tunnel.
Oh, that is sketchy. Whoa, I feel narrow. Tell you what, we're thinking real skinny thoughts here.
He's made it through easy.
It's really quite skinny, isn't it?
Stu's about the same size as me. He's not going to have a drama coming through that tunnel.
Luckily, I'm a good example of human leanness.
Justin, you might have to get for the beach, mate. I don't know if you're going to fit.
Now, Justin isn't taking any chances here. His truck is higher than all of ours, and if he attempts this fully loaded, he could do some serious damage. A swag reshuffle is a very good idea. It's going to be a tight squeeze, but I think he's got the height just right. But he's also got to take width into consideration here. That's it. Popped out of there like a cork out of a bottle. Good on you guys, that really could have been a showstopper. The gamble had paid off and we'd all made the squeeze through the tunnel. It was getting late, but it was only a short pinch across the headland until we reached Connie's Bay where we could set up camp. Overnight the clouds cleared and in the morning we were greeted with this. Connie's Bay is truly beautiful, like a tropical paradise. There are several campsites along the beach and you can't see one from the other. Perfect in my mind. Just the plan for today, obviously we're on the beach right here, tip of the triangle. Today we aim to push deep into the silica dune system, but we have to attack it from the west, which means doubling back a bit. Time to get a move on. We're nearing the west side of the dune system now, and already we're getting into the marshy terrain that I've been told about. We got a little short, sharp water crossing here, guys. Quite thin too, so you don't really have too many choices. I think stick straight through the guts of this one. Yeah, that's the way. Yeah, no dramas there, boys.
In we go.
Apparently some of the crossings up here could be impassable, but at the moment we're going to keep on pushing. Ideally, of course, you'd walk these crossings to check the depth, but we've been warned about the crocs that have been spotted in these marshy waters. We're just going to keep up the momentum and hope for the best. Ha! It's like Waterworld here, lads. We've got another one straight up.
I reckon this one's quite deep, mate. Whoa, look at it go down. Hey, that went over the bonnet.
Let's go. More speed.
Look at it go. Deep.
Oh yeah, over the bonnet.
Oh, inside. Hello.
It was pouring in through the floor before it came to the door.
Was it?
Yeah, I don't know where it come from.
Into the water we go. Into the depths.
All right, I'm on my way.
Too easy.
Tidy work, mate. Good stuff. We're almost there. We can see dunes, but we're going to push just a little bit deeper. Look at that view! Oh, that is something else. It just doesn't look like Cape York. It really doesn't. It's a side of Cape York that I just don't think too many people get to see. Wow, that mountain range is spectacular. However, we've got yet another long water crossing with no way around. Oh boy, boys, we've got another one of those big, long, never-ending wet sections through here. There's a definite path through the middle. I'm going to go for it. You know, Cape York goes hand in hand with water crossings, and this right here is a classic example. It's long, it's deep, and there's no way around it. A lot of people get a bit concerned when it comes to water crossings, and with good reason, because if you do them wrong, you can do all sorts of damage to your engine. A lot of people hit them way too hard, using too much right foot, and of course, that forces water up into the engine bay, hits the fan gets forced into the radiator. Heck, and let's not even mention actually getting water into your engine. Lucky for me though, I've got a factory fitted snorkel on the Isuzu D-Max, which gives me 600mm of wading depth, which will be more than enough for this crossing. In the D-Max, it's got an auto box in it, so I'm going to go down and select the Triptronic mode or the manual mode. I'm then going to go up to second gear low range, and I'm going to ease my way into the water, just like this. So I ease my way in, I'm not going in too fast, and already we're getting pretty darn deep. Now, what I'm looking for is a bow wave at the front of the four-wheel drive. The D-Max is handling it no problem. There's a nice bow wave at the front, and I'm just keeping my revs up, and we're just making our way through nicely. Nearing the end of it now. Beautiful. That bow wave's up the front. It should look like a perfect wave from a surfing magazine, really. When I get to the other side, which is where I'm at right now, step 3 for me is just to slow down, stop, and let the water come off your vehicle, which I've done. Now I'm able to progress. It's actually reasonably deep in the middle there, boys. Good luck with that one.
A little tugboat that could.
Look at the bow wave.
It's a good bow wave.
That's how you do it, mate.
Struth, mate, you're going to push me forward with that bow wave?
Coming, I'm on my way. It's not that deep yet.
Go, 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 go. Keep going, Stu. Water over the bonnet, water over the bonnet.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Ooh. Wow, that got pretty high, eh? That was a lot of water. That was a heap of water.
Just on patrol, on our way.
Righto, now I'm onto the second half of this crossing. But maybe I got just a little bit complacent. Righto guys, we're all across. I'm going to go the second one. Let's get a little bit more momentum for this one, just to really create that bow wave up the front. Goodness gracious. I'm losing traction. I feel like I'm in trouble. Pretty soon that water is going to start to come in. No mate, we're going to do a snap real quick, real quick. But suddenly, after the sand settles just a little bit, I give it one more stab on the throttle. The traction control on the D-Max kicks into play and I get some forward momentum. You thought the last one was deep, boys? Get some of that one into you. It was time for the others to come across. Now, having seen what happened to me, they took ever so slightly a different line to avoid the soft sand and the wheel ruts.
Let's go!
Go the 30.
What's deep, deeper? Swimming. Whoa! I can't see. Put the wipers on. There you go. Man, that's deep, Stu. That's really deep. That's really deep. That's seriously deep. There's a fish! I saw a fish! I saw a fish!
You could definitely surf that bow wave.
We'd made it to the Silica Dunes. It was getting late in the day, so we took aim at the biggest dune we could see. Hey lads, I reckon this would have to be the dead centre. Look at the size of that big sucker.
It is massive.
That is huge.
Wow!
Mate, that's a monster.
Righto boys, what do you say we jump out and go for a quick walk? This is a part of Australia that not many people get out to. However, it is a part of Australia that I urge everybody to make an effort to come and see. It truly is breathtaking. From atop these sand dunes, this has got to be one of the most stunning parts of the country I've ever seen. Getting here is one heck of an adventure, but that's what we love. Well, folks, without a shadow of a doubt, I've been lucky to see some of the best places in Australia on my travels, but standing right here on top of this sand dune amidst the silica sand dunes of Cape Flattery, I've got to say, this is one of the most spectacular areas of Australia I've ever been to, and it's a side of Cape York that not too many people get to see. If you get a chance, please get down to Cape Bedford, say g'day to Eddie, stay down there for a week, a month, heck, stay longer. Go up and see Ant, say I said g'day, have a go at that kite surfing, and then make the trek right the way up here to Cape Flattery, come inland a little bit, stop up here and check out this view. You will not regret it. Like I say, one of the greatest things I have ever seen. I might see you up here. Check for me on top of this sand dune when you come up here. I could still be sitting there. I'll definitely see you next time on 4-wheel drive action.
Introducing the incredible Adventure Kings Premium Camp Oven Stove. Your new best mate for delicious barbecue or campfire cooking and warm, cozy fires whether you're at home in your backyard or at your favourite campsite. Let me show you all the things that I absolutely love about it, and I'm sure you're going to love too. This amazing bit of gear has been designed right here in Australia, and it combines a camping stove and a portable barbecue into one. It can run off multiple fuel sources: wood, heat beads, charcoal, briquettes, and more. When it's time to cook up a feast, you can fit 2 large pots or pans on this huge flat cooktop surface that measures in at 520mm long by 300mm wide. That's enough space to cook up a feast for the entire family. And because it runs on wood or heat beads, you can leave the gas bottle behind, one less thing to pack. And when you want a beautiful roaring campfire, use the included hook tool to simply lift the 2-piece lid off completely and just add in some more firewood. The raised and closed design means you won't risk scorching your grass, your deck, or even your driveway. And you'll be able to use it for a beautiful warm fire at campsites that don't allow open ground fires. Plus, your firewood lasts longer because you're closer to the heat. Now that's cozy. The enclosed design means it's super efficient, and you can make the most of your fuel by directing the heat exactly where you want it. You can even adjust the temperature of your fire by varying the airflow. With these sliding vents on the side, a 2-piece removable lid on top, and an adjustable flue, you're always in control.
Remove the entire lid for an open fire, or just this circular inner piece if you need extra heat for cooking, like searing steaks to finish them off. And this up here, now that is a real game changer. A chimney that extends over 2.4 meters off the ground to direct smoke away from your campsite for smoke-free campfires. You can even position the premium camp oven stove under your awning, your gazebo, or your shed for maximum warmth. And the angular offset chimney piece allows smoke to funnel away rather than getting trapped underneath. There's even a spark arrestor on top for good measure. There are so many more things to absolutely love about the King's Premium Camp Oven Stove. It's been designed to be super sturdy with these 4 large legs that extend the footprint a foot wider in both directions for excellent stability. The legs simply screw into the bottom like this, and you can remove the middle piece for a lower fire. This huge access door swings open with the included hook tool to allow you to easily refill the Premium Camp Oven Stove as required. Inside, you've got this fuel rack that keeps your wood or your charcoal up off the floor, maximising airflow and preventing wasted heat. It's a breeze to transport, set up and pack down too, with no tools required. Each of the 4 two-piece legs simply screw together and the chimney pieces pack into each other, with everything fitting into the main body of the Premium Camp Oven Stove for simple transport. Make sure you don't miss the incredible genuine cooking accessories available too, like a proper wood-fired meat smoker and a clever barbecue hot plate set to really take your camp cooking to the next level. And a stainless steel water boiler too. Whether I'm at home in my backyard or out camping with family, my mates, or even by myself, I absolutely love my Adventure King's Premium Camp Oven Stove. It's a portable fire pit, it's a wood or charcoal barbecue, and it's the centerpiece of every backyard get-together or camping adventure, and I know you're gonna love yours too.
You asked and we've listened. The incredible MT1 Go Anywhere camper trailer has just received an ATM upgrade to 2 tons. All new Adventure King's MT1 camper trailers will now come with the new upgraded 2-ton ATM. But don't worry if you already own an MT1, because a retrofit upgrade kit is available too. The MT1 is already an ultra tough trailer with a one-piece 150 by 50 mil chassis that extends right from the drawbar all the way to the back of the trailer. Now it's even tougher with upgraded suspension, bearings, brakes and wheels to bring it up to a 2-ton ATM. The brakes are upgraded from 10-inch to 12-inch electric brakes. The alloy rims are now rated to 2-ton ATM. And an upgraded set of suspension arms also suit the upgraded ATM. And for existing owners, the retrofit upgrade is incredibly easy to do at home yourself. Everything just bolts onto the trailer with no modifications needed. That extra payload capacity means that you've got more ability than ever before to carry the gear that you need and still remain legal. For more information and full detailed specs on the MT1, see the 4-Wheel Drive Supacentre website. Now with a 2-ton ATM upgrade, the Adventure King's MT1 Go Anywhere camper trailer can carry more gear than ever before.